one day or day one. One day or day one. I'll do it one day. Okay? That's up to you. Or day one.
Don't become a victim of yourself. Forget the thief in the alley that's after your purse. What about the thief in your mind that's after your promise? The thief in your mind that says you're too short, you're too tall. I'm asking you to conquer that thief even though you find him in your own consciousness. I want to reassure you that you can do it. I want you to reassure you that you can make the decisions. I want to reassure you that no matter what the night, no matter what the storm, no matter what the difficulty, there isn't anybody here that can't figure it out. Find some things to do, step at a time, yes. Minute at a time, yes. Day at a time, yes. Week at a time, yes. But there isn't anything you can't walk away from. There isn't any challenge you can't overcome. I want you to have that kind of belief in yourself.
And so many people, they need to have a 5K, a 10K. I need to have a course in front of me. I need to have something in front of me for me to get my fucking ass up and do some shit. And that used to be me. And nowadays, you know, for the past 20-some years, I don't need purpose. And people miss out on this, man. The purpose, we're all looking for this golden purpose. Is it this? Is it that? Is it making money? Is it my family? Motherfucker, the purpose is you.
I bet you and I have a lot in common. We're not the strongest, smartest, or richest people we know. We're not the fastest or most connected. We're not the best looking or most talented. We don't have the best genetics. But what we do have is something a lot of those other people will never have: the will to work. If there's one unavoidable truth in this world, it's that there is no substitute for putting in the work. There is no shortcut or growth hack or magic pill that can get you around the hard work of doing your job well, of winning something you care about, or of making your dreams come true. People have tried to cut corners and skip steps in this process for as long as hard work has been hard. Eventually, those people either fall behind or get left in the dust, because working your ass off is the only thing that works 100% of the time for 100% of the things worth achieving. Work works. That is the bottom line. No matter what you do, no matter who you are, my entire life has been shaped by that single idea.
There are times things happen in your life when it feels like you failed. You didn't fail. You got a lesson. But the lesson won't be understood until later in life, and you look back and say, I needed that thing happen to me so that I could become who I am today. It may not feel like it, but you can't understand what isn't brought into focus because your imagination is limited to what's in front of you. You have to get a purview, something bigger than what's in front of you, and see life as segments, that the opening scene, the credits might be playing, but what's inside of me is a movie, a masterpiece, something that I must remember that I'm not a role player, but I am that star. And the more that I rise, the more I orbit and set an atmosphere around me of people with the same mindset. Stop believing just what you see and start writing the scenes yourself.
It don't happen overnight, and there's gonna be moments when it's really, really frustrating, and there's gonna be moments when it's really, really inspiring and empowering. And if you get too high off the highs and too low off the lows, you know, you're gonna take yourself on a ride that's very, very uncomfortable. I think it's just about being committed to the work and appreciating it, you know, when it's good, and not stressing too bad when it's bad, just appreciating the work and staying focused on showing up every day.
There are times when life sucks, but you gotta take a deep breath and then ask the question, what's next? What's next is the step you take out of that same spot, because you can't see everything stuck there. You got to get around the corner. You got to get around the moment, because whatever it is you're going through, you're already going through it. But you got to be able to get past it so that you can see the future. But right now is not the limitation, except unless you stay where you were. It's time to move. You've been waiting on a sign in life. When am I to begin? When am I going to start a job? When do I step out on my own? When do I get to start? When do I get the opportunity? It's not there for you to watch and wait on. Time and turn are two separate things. If you wait for your time, you'll miss it, because no one's going to set off the alarm clock. That's within. But if you're waiting on a turn, you're not going to get it, because life isn't fair. But if you're looking for what you've got to go earn, that's within you. Take the next step and take it. Instead of you watching and wondering when, become the winner now. You were born to be it anyway.
Doing the work is not pretty. Doing the work is not waking up at the perfect time and having your perfect morning routine and having your coffee and watching the sunrise while you do your cold plunge. Feeling the perfect balance of the universe while you're meditating. And then going about your day perfectly, being this perfect little specimen that gets all the stuff done and then lays their head down at their pillow at night to repeat the whole thing. Most of the time the work is ugly. The work is dragging your ass out of bed when you don't want to get up, to have a list of things that oftentimes you don't want to do them, but you know they're going to make your life better, trying to make certain things happen, trying to start new ideas, and f***ing a lot of stuff up along the way. Making mistake after mistake, having to do things over again, start from scratch. It's missing a workout on Tuesday, but showing up again on Wednesday. It's scrolling on Instagram for 20 minutes, catching yourself doing it, and then getting back to work. It's technical difficulties, it's writer's block, it's frustration, it's hitting walls, it's messing things up. The work is so many other things before it's perfect.
You know what's funny, man? I've always hated this time in the winter. January, February, when it's just been depressing and demotivating. Dark as cold as balls. You know, the holidays are over, there's nothing else to look forward to. You slowly fall off your routine, you choose the warmth of your bed over the cold morning drives to the gym. But the more I think about it, the more I realize that those feelings, those perceptions of winter only exist because I choose to give my attention to them. But now, for the first time in my life, I'm loving this. I'm loving the frost, I'm loving those pitch black morning runs when the only thing you can see in front of you is your breath. There's nothing else on the road. And I keep building and gaining more energy, power, momentum from it because I choose to give my attention to it. I want to focus on that. And those feelings are here now because we're choosing to stick to our commitments, even when all those external variables are the most unfavorable. At the end of the day, the winter is just a metaphor here. Never bet your happiness, your desire to grow, your own personal motivation on someone or something else's external bullshit. You're still the creator, you're responsible for yourself, and you choose what's favorable now so you can always dictate what's favorable later. And I know it sounds cheesy, but when your desire to improve and help yourself burns bright inside, brighter than it's ever burned before, it'll keep you warm, and no season or circumstance will ever dictate your progress or mood again.
That's not an easy task because we all are trying to be something, but we already are that something we're trying to be. That doesn't mean you can't be better, but it's like accepting and appreciating what you really are, and instead of projecting, something else, takes a lot of pain out of your body to take. It gets a lot of fears to just disappear. And I don't have an easy path for that. I think it's the hero's journey. What is it? Your life is ordinary and everything seems fine, and then something hits you, and it's the call to adventure. It doesn't feel like a call. It feels like somebody in your family's got cancer. It feels like, COVID and somebody shut down your business, or, some issue that's happening in your relationship with your kids. But if you take the call and you go on the journey, you're going to meet some new friends. You're going to find some new mentors. You're going to battle with internal things within you and external things. But if you keep going, you're going to eventually slay your dragons and you come out the hero of your own life and you have something to share. It's not something you read somewhere. It's something you've lived. It makes life really, really beautiful.
Live as though all your ancestors were living a game through you. I really love that. We judge people based on how much life they can tolerate, how much feeling they can deal with and carry and enjoy. That's something that we should all try and have more of in ourselves. Being that person that your younger self wanted as a role model.
What would your life look like if you had the ability to adhere to every single plan, every single dream, every single goal that you have set forth for yourself from the time that you were 10 years old to however you are now? What would your life look like?